one more important reason why my pallet recycling students succeed and why the others fail. And I'm going to break it down step by step. I'm going to walk you through this. So by the end of this video, you'll have a complete understanding of what's taking place on each side of the plus and minus column as far as a student and a non-student. And if you don't get this, you're not going to get this business, okay? So pay attention because this is really important what I'm going to share with you. And I'll walk you through picture after picture to show you exactly what's going on. So we have scavengers out here. I'm showing a picture of a scavenger here. Doesn't look very reliable, does he? And kind of nutty. I guess he can see out of the window right there. But I want you to pay attention. What is he moving? These are called standard 4840 pallets. Let's look again. Another guy out here. He's collecting 4840 standard pallets only, that size. And he even has some CHEP pallets that he's not even supposed to have because those are property of CHEP. And these people, they're not very reliable. So, maybe this is this guy's bad. I don't mean to make fun of him, but a lot of these folks out there that are scavengers, since they're not doing the business right, they're failing because they are not treating the customers that they're dealing with in the proper manner. Let's walk through that. Again, notice, I'm going to pull myself out of the way. 4840s, 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 4840 standard pallets is what these people are stuck in, right? This is their only option, and they are selling to who? They are selling to pallet yards. Now let's look at the pallet yard. What is the pallet yard dealing with? 4840 standard pallets only, or 95% of it, right? That's their business model, the 4840 standard. Let's give you another picture just to give you an idea. Standard pallets. That's their option. It's like, let me give you an analogy. Let's say I sell trees, but I only sell Christmas trees, right? I don't sell oaks. I don't sell pines. I don't sell, southern oak. I don't sell all the thousands upon thousands of other trees out there that I could be selling, and I'm limited to Christmas trees one time a year. Understood? So it's the same thing with these pallet yards. Their solution for businesses, square peg into a round hole all the time, is a 4840 standard pallet. So what's wrong with that? I'm going to walk you through it. Again, we're dealing with people that don't look very dependable, and a lot of them, again, are selling to a pallet yard. Look at this guy's truck. I mean, come on now. This is our competition that we're dealing with here. If you know your stuff, you can do this in a better way. So let's move on and look at this situation. This isn't a pallet yard. This is a business, and their byproduct is pallets. And there's mountains and mountains and millions upon millions and millions upon hundreds of millions of these types of situations of pallets in the United States where businesses end up with a byproduct. Notice, they have wing pallets, they have four-way pallets, they have four-runner pallets, they have two-way pallets with no slots on the side. They have a whole variety of pallets that they are having an issue with that need a solution to. When we go back to these guys, they're only looking at the 4840 standard pallet. So, and the pallet yards are only looking at the 4840 pallet. So what is the solution? Is to know how to move every single last one of these perfectly good pallets to the businesses that need them, while the other guys ignore it. So who they are, what their issues are as far as the suppliers and the buyers, and knowing how to move mixed loads of pallets to one business to the other. Okay, here's an example. These are two ways in here. These are some are wider than 4840s. We got some wing pallets out here at the top, two ways here on the side, larger ones down here. This is somewhat of a mixed load. We have some block pallets in here as well. So that's an example of a mixed load. of pallets that can be sold to a business. I'll even go a further extreme where we're looking at all different size forerunners. We're looking at wrong way pallets here, wing pallets. We also are dealing with some blocks. We have a whole variety of pallets on this load here that can be sold to a customer that are perfectly good, but they're not these. There may be some mixed in, but it doesn't matter. And they're not what the pallet yard's doing. They're not this situation. It's a situation where we can come across multitudes and multitudes of a variety of pallets and be the one business that can help this supplier out, this business that has these pallets as a byproduct of theirs. We are the person in the business that can move them for them. These guys aren't even looking for these pallets, the ones that are dealing with the 4840 and selling to the pallet yard, they're not even looking at this stuff. They don't know what to do with it. They stop me all the time. What are you doing with that? Right? Because they don't know the business model the way I know it. So let's keep on going because I want to hammer this point home. Another mixed load. Don't even have, I want to get into too many details here, but there is a way of not having to sort these, repair them. These are perfectly good product, and we're taking them directly from the supplier to the buyer as is. Understand? Again, another style of pallets, but look at these. These 4840s here, the slats are going in this direction on the 40-inch way. So we come over here to the one we were just looking at, and the pallets are going the 48-inch length. We have customers for those. The other guys don't. You're starting to see what I'm trying to teach you here. Another situation now, this is even more important. Not only do we have a mixed load of pallets here from one of my students, but we are also, he's taking care of their crates. There's a wire reel on here as well. Some of these pieces of lumber. So he is getting a whole variety of items from this business that needs it gone. So who's a better solution? My student that's able to move all different types of stuff, or the guy that only needs these 10 pallets because that's the only size that they deal with, and he's leaving these behind, and these behind, and this behind, and the crates behind. So which is a better solution? Who's going to get exclusivity? This guy or this guy? I think it's pretty obvious. But now we have other items that we can help these businesses out. I want to drive that point home as well. We have other different styles of pallets as seen here. There's just mountains of this stuff out here for people to be able to monetize. There's wire reels that are monetized, and these people a lot of times will have pallets as well. Long 8-foot, 10-foot, 12-foot pallets that can be monetized where the other folks aren't dealing with them. Forerunner pallets, stacks upon stacks, mountains and mountains of these heavy-duty pallets that can be monetized to the right businesses that we guide you to in the training. Two-way pallets, IBC totes. Big money in this. There's situations where these businesses no longer need these IBC totes, and we are able to monetize that into profit for us as well and help this business out simultaneously. And it's a situation where they're continually generating this stuff as a byproduct, and you can continually sell these things as well if you learn how to set this up the right way. So again, another situation of a student, and I'm taking it out of the group, where it's a whole variety of pallets that are being sold to an actual business. Crates, you'll run across situations like this, where there's a mountain of crates sitting here. This guy doesn't know what to do. This guy doesn't know what to do. These folks don't know what to do because they're just selling to a pallet yard. But when we get into situations where we do, and they also have pallets as well, then we can have an ongoing supply for this type of situation. Larger, heavy-duty pallets come into play. This is one of my students. They're doing Gaylord boxes. Don't forget about Gaylord boxes. Just made $3K on just this one load because there's big money on these used Gaylord boxes. And we guide you to how to set these deals up and where they are to make this happen for yourself. I know I'm getting a little emphatic, but it's so important for people to get a concept of the difference of what we're doing compared to what the other guys are doing. You'll come across situations where these pallets are so lightly used, they almost look brand new, and they're great pallets, and they're going to solve a business's problem if you know what you're doing. So we have access to this where we're not limiting ourselves to this. Okay, let's keep going. I got a few more pictures just to drive the point home. Understanding the wire reels, huge money in these is the student moving large quantities of wire reels. You know, these reels go for $75, $100, $160 a piece. You know, some are $35, depending on the size. But there's great profit in these as well, and we can access this stuff for free. All right. You know, I'm not against 4840 standard pallets. I'm not saying you can't deal with them. What if you came across a situation like this? How are you going to handle it? This isn't a pallet yard. This is an actual business. And it's actually a clip from a part of a video one of my students had. And he turned the other direction as well. So they go as far in this direction as they go in the other. So we can deal with the 4840 and we can make huge profits with them as well. But I'm just helping you understand that there's so much more, and there's a better way of going about this business than doing it the way these folks over here are doing it. Okay? And lastly, dunnage. We can come across this by the truckload, where businesses have this as a byproduct and they need it gone, and other businesses need it to ship their goods out, especially their longer goods. So I hope I've made this clear. I want you to understand that being able to move large varieties of pallets is a big deal, because you're going to be able to get exclusivity if you know this strategy plus some other ones in the training that will help these suppliers and the buyers out in a way they haven't been helped out before. Hope you take this to heart. I know it's a long video, but you need to rewatch this again and make sure you understand this concept of what we are teaching, so you can do this the right way and not be this guy or this guy or this guy and be limiting yourself to just standard 4840 pallets and just selling to a pallet yard, because more often than not, you're going to be coming across this and you want to be able to help these businesses out. All right. Have a good one. Glad you sat with me on this. I know it was long, but I'm glad we got through it together. Have a great day.